up? I got Naskin here with me. This ain't a diss song, but yeah, you know what it is. I'm a cheesehead, y'all niggas cheese whiz. Pittsburgh Steelers, that's nothing. That Super Bowl ring, that's nothing. Pull up in your town when you.
I think the last time we saw you was when you told us the entire story of how much you loved Rashan Gary.
Sure.
For those of us standing on the sideline, you look like a pretty smart guy so far. What have you seen from him that has confirmed your beliefs? And now how do you get him to, I don't know what you thought of his performance last night, but how do you get him to parlay that into really being the guy that has an impact as well?
Sure, just day by day. I mean, it's a work in progress with Gary. He is getting better every day. You know, with Gary and a lot of these guys that just get into the league, you just can't throw everything at once, you know, especially at outside linebacker. You know, him standing up all the time, the little limited drops that he has. I mean, every little technique we've got to master, you know. And last night was his first game, and a lot of those guys are rookie. I remember I was a rookie in my first game. You know, you go out there, it's a pretty big deal, and you know, you try to get those nerves out of your stomach. But I'm happy where he's at. You know, like I said, he's a good player. He's a good kid. He practices hard. You guys see him out there in practice. I mean, he's going. And so, you know, eventually you just got to start tying it in and bringing it on game day. But I'm very happy where he's at.
Mike, what do you think of the overall pressure? It looked like you were getting there a lot, but
sure.
Webb made you chase probably a little more than you wanted to.
Yeah, and that's another thing you got to look when you have a quarterback like that. I mean, if he's a quarterback, I mean, he's like a receiver back there. And so it does change your thought process and rushing the quarterback. I mean, it's a lot more caging it. You know, you don't get, you know, for example, when you're playing Tom Brady, you can take a little more risks, or Phillip River, guys like that. But when you got a kid like that, you just got to collapse the pocket and keep them in. But I thought overall, I mean, I thought they were okay. You know, it's always tough to evaluate a game like that, you know, because you're pretty much stuck doing one thing. Like I thought there was a couple times we were we're past quarterback too much, you know. So I'm okay of where they're at yesterday for the first game.
We've heard a lot about.
Expect a lot more though. That's for sure.
My fault.
Go ahead.
We've heard a lot about Za'Darius and kind of his leadership role and what he's brought after that big contract. What have you seen from Preston so far this game?
Yeah, Preston. You know, he's a guy that's smart. He can play a lot of different positions. Probably one of the smartest guys in the room. He picks up things very quick. He's you know, he's going to be one of our leaders too. I mean, I think Z right now, everybody's just kind of drawn to him. I mean, just the way that he carries himself. I mean, he's a grown man. You know, he's going to bring it every day, and that's who he is. And not saying Preston doesn't, but everybody's kind of leaning towards Z. You know, I think people have that certain vibe about them that you know, they lead by example or be a vocal. Right now, Z does both, but I'm happy where Preston's at. You know, I'm excited to see these guys next week when we all get out there. You know, last night obviously they didn't play, and it's, you know, when most of your guys don't play, when you sit them right there, it's you know, you don't know what you got yet, and so I'm excited to get them out there.
Kind of that role, how he's kind of just the magnet for the room, and how he should handle that?
Not much. I mean, I don't have to. I think, you know, that's just kind of who he is. You know, he kind of brought that role to himself when he got here, which is great because he backs it. I mean, if he's going to say something, he's going to do something, he's going to back it. And, you know, what's great with him is, you know, when he was in Baltimore, he saw, you know, Suggs and he met Ray and some of those older guys and kind of that history there. You know, he's trying to bring some of that here with what he learned when he was a rookie. And it's good for guys like, you know, Rashan and some of these younger guys. This is how you practice. This is how you play. This is how you prepare, right? You know, I can say all I want until they're blue in the face, but when you got a player he's backing you with it, it's pretty dang good.
Randy and Reggie had the sacks last night, but overall, how do you think they did with the snaps they got last night?
With the younger guys, Reggie, improvement. I mean, I always think we can get better. I mean, you can ask me the same. We can have 10 sacks or, you know, 20 pressures. I think we can always get better. That's just kind of how I am and how this group is. But you see some flashes of things that we're trying to get accomplished, and at times, you know, those guys got a lot of reps and they get tired, and usually the first thing that goes is your mind when you get tired, and, you know, they're doing all the special teams, and so it's kind of a lot going on. But I'm happy for where they're at right now.
With Gary, he wasn't like a true edge guy at Michigan, right? He did some, but not a whole lot of it. Is that
a true edge guy at Michigan?
Yeah.
I would say he's a true edge guy. I mean, he did play a lot. You're saying like a lot of 6 technique where he's inside, but I would say, I mean, it depends what you say, a true edge guy. I mean, he's more of a 4-3 edge guy than a 3-4. I mean, I'd say he's more in a 3-point than a 2-point, which he's been lately. He'll play both out of, here, but I would say he was a true edge guy at Michigan.
It's been a difficult transition, not only for him, but for you to teach him all the things that he needs to know.
Yeah, I think
fit this defense.
I see where you're going. I think with the dropping stuff, we move him around a lot, stunned because he's going to play inside, he's going to play outside. With just how I teach techniques and how we come off the ball, where we strike, those type deals. I mean, I think here at this level, you're getting into the finer details, where a lot of times in college, it's just like, hey, Gary, just go line over there and go beat that guy. I mean, there's a lot that goes into playing outside linebacker in every aspect of the run, the pass, and then pass rush, understanding sets, understanding who you're going against, their hands inside, are they outside, are they high, are they low, is he a puncher, what kind of set is he, Gary, does our spot change a little bit each week? It's not where the lineman's at, it's where he's going to be. So there's a lot of things that go into playing outside linebacker and really every position in the NFL. And so that's where I'm excited with Gary, because he wants to learn. And once he starts grasping all these things, he's gonna be a dangerous man. I promise you that.
Sort of along those lines, Za'Darius likes to rush inside. He feels
Sure.
he kind of made his bones even in that lineup of that kind of 4-eye and taking advantage of his body in there. But outside, I mean, Bakhtiari couldn't recall last time he was beaten in one-on-ones. I mean, has he shown anything different, or maybe that Baltimore didn't quite showcase with him, being able to get on the outside and bend around a tackle as opposed to being that interior type of guy?
I think at Baltimore they had a couple good edge rushes too, and inside. So there's a lot of guys you can work with. Like you said, I think if you look at my room, and Z's a good example of he knows who he is, right? Gary's a big guy, athletic. Preston's a big athletic. Z would say all the time, you plant the seed of power, right? And so you talked the other day, these guys are starting to sit on him now, because Z will take you back to the quarterback, and that's who we are. And then they start sitting, we start swiping, we scissors. I mean, it's, we plant the seed of power. If you have a smaller guy, wherever like D4, you plant the seed of speed. So you got to know who you are, and Z does. I mean, these guys, you better honor them. And he's good at seeing sets quick. He's a very instinctive football player, and it's tough. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to those guys. Then you get inside on the guards. Usually guards aren't the best athletes in the world, and he'll give you hiccups. And now now you go outside, and these tackles are getting smaller, right? And so, you can't have enough. Za'Darius is on this football team with his strength, power.
You guys good?
Mike, well, I'm just curious how the dynamic changes for you on the defensive staff with Coach Pettine downstairs. Just what does that do to kind of the balance of your group? Because it sounds like he really likes it down there.
He does, and honestly, I like having him down there. I mean, I think the players do too. I think as a coordinator, I mean, I can't speak for him, but just the feel of the game. I think I've been in both the box and on the field. I think just the speed of the game out there, just being around the players, looking in guys' eyes, just especially at this time right now with some of these young guys. Are they ready to go? Or there's a lot of things that go into it, and I like them down there. It's we can talk, communicate, and stuff like that. But I think it's good. I think our players enjoy it, and I think it's good to see him down there.
Was he down there with you, like when you were with the Jets?
No, he was upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah, he was upstairs. I think there's a lot of guys now are starting to come down. I mean, Bob Sutton with us last year was down on the field. I think most of them now are getting down there, especially with these offenses now. They're hurrying up. They're no huddle. It's not like the old days where they were huddling up. You had time to look at your sheet. I mean, if you're calling a game and these guys are hurrying up, I mean, you get that feel in that moment of this thing's all right. We got to go. So I don't know. I guess ask Pat for that the next time he talks. But I like having them down there.
I just love my team. Yeah, that's the team with them big G's on the helmet.